Okay, we're going to do a quick little video on making a design very much like this. It's to go over some sort of thing and block a switch from moving. So you won't see much of this. I'm going to clip that off the side of the screen. But let's get going. Basically, it's a cylinder. So I'm going to start in a new empty document in Fusion 360. Start a sketch. I'm going to select the bottom plane, zoom in a little bit. I'm going to hit C to create a center diameter circle. Start in the very center, open that up. The outer diameter of this is supposed to be 4 centimeters, so 40 millimeters. The inner diameter is set at, looks like 32 millimeters. And that is the basic thing that I need to do. They're concentric. You can see this constraint that says that. I'm going to stop the sketch, rotate the view a little bit so I can see. And now I'm going to go to Extrude. I'm going to extrude the inner circle, and I'm going to do that. It looks like the whole shell is supposed to be 4 millimeters, so I'll go 4 millimeters. New body, that will create a new object for us. I'll hit return. You can see the sketch has now been hidden. I'll go ahead and show that again. Hit E to extrude, and I'll do the outer side, the outer circle, and the total height's supposed to be 50 millimeters. And you can see now that that's changed to join. You could change that to something else, but in this case we want join, so it's all one object. So now you can see I've got the basic cylinder that's capped. I'll go ahead and hide the sketch because we don't need that anymore. Now, there is a radius on the corner of the top of the thing we're putting the cover over, so I'm going to go ahead and under Modify, select Fillet or Fillet. I can use F as a hotkey. I will select this inner one, and I'll give it a 2 millimeter fillet. The inner one's probably not as important as the outer one, but I'll go ahead and do the outer one, and I'll go ahead and give it a 3 millimeter fillet. That's easy to change later if we want to. But now we can see it's got a fillet all the way around that edge of it. Now I need to get this slot that's supposed to go down it right here. And that's pretty easy. I'm going to go back and sketch, and now I'm going to select the top surface. It'll align that for me. And I'm going to go to Sketch, Rectangle, Center Rectangle. I'll just choose the center, and I'll make it 50 in length because that doesn't matter. But in the width, we wanted that to be 3.5 millimeters. And I'll go ahead and stop sketch on that as well. Zooming out just a little bit. Now, I'll go ahead and hit E to extrude, and I will select the intersection of those surfaces. I'll grab that arrow, drag it down here, and the total distance on that one was supposed to be 42 millimeters. In this case, it's negative because we're going against the initial direction of the sketch. And right here it says cut. Objects to cut, it's already selected as the only object in there. I'll say OK. And we have this object. Now if you want to fine-tune things, you can do that in the timeline, but I'm going to go ahead and create chamfers around the top edge, selecting all of these, and I'm going to go a 0.5 millimeter. That makes it easier to slide this over things. So we'll hit OK, and that is the finished shape. I'll go over here to bodies, expand that, give that a name, and I can right-click that and save as STL. I choose binary and high refinement, say OK, and it will let you export to whatever folder you'd like. I'm going to cancel it because I've already done that. But if I want to go and change something like the extrusion depth, I can go back to this initial one and change that cap thickness to 2 millimeters, for instance. And everything else will regenerate after it. I'm going to put it back to 4 because that seems to be the thickness desired for all of this. And there are undo options up here in the top. But that looks like that's everything we need for that particular model. Again, you can go in and chamfer and fillet these little corners and stuff just for niceness, but it's totally optional. I hope that helped you get moving along in Autodesk Fusion 360 and modifying this to your own needs if it's not quite the right shape. Bye.